ignore that you do not do that. Now let's take you back to yesterday so you can see some of the footage of this woman's vehicle. She decided to drive through. We spoke to her and she said she didn't think it was that deep. She thought she could make it. So she went over the first hump and made that. And then the second little dip there is where her car got stuck. It started to move south.
Circuit and catch fire. The automaker said the...
I'll ask you to just analyze this for
and safety vests and helmets, and also give her all that equipment too. They also had crews up and downstream just in case she slipped, but luckily she was rescued safely, so no issue there. But again, today not near as bad as yesterday, but Tucson got hit pretty hard early this morning, and we're told that that storm is moving our way and should arrive in Phoenix about 5 o'clock tonight. So definitely want to be prepared, try to avoid driving, and definitely do not attempt to drive through any of these washes. We have a car over here turning around, so that is what we want to see here, because we've seen a couple of vehicles come up. You can tell they're thinking, should I go, should I not? So that's what you need to do. Just make sure you turn around, because you don't want to avoid these signs here, because you could get cited, and it's dangerous. Back to you.
All right, Courtney, thank you. Keep track of those storms moving through the valley. Download our weather app. It is absolutely free at fox10phoenix.com. Our weather coverage continues in just a few minutes. A Fox 10 News alert to bring you out of Phoenix. We're learning the road is reopened after a deadly hit-and-run crash involving a pedestrian. The accident happened early this morning near 19th Avenue and Camelback. A portion of 19th Avenue between Camelback and Highland was closed during a good part of the morning commute, but it's now back open and the mess cleaned up. Witnesses tell police the driver was traveling at about 100 miles per hour when he lost control and hit a man in his 50s.
See it all too often where we have a driver that is out of control like this. It has the momentum in this, if you will.
Runs on bioethanol fuel made from cotton fibers and clothes. The owner says it's a great example of renewable energy.
I saw the movie 30 years ago when I was 21. I totally believed that in 30 years there would be a car that runs on garbage. But years went by and that didn't happen. So I thought I'd develop it. That's how it started.
Now, the owner didn't say how much he paid for this DeLorean, but he did say it cost $40,000 just to ship it to Japan.
Wow.
I know I've told you this before, it's probably boring, but the high school where I went to is the high school in the Back to the Future movies. Cool. The mall where they're driving the DeLorean, that's where I used to go shopping.
Really?
That's the Puente Hills Mall.
That's cool. I remember the story of John DeLorean. He's the one that invented that and made that car. It was some story, but wow.
And you see every now and then some ones that are trying to look like the real one.
When he comes in on that hoverboard. Thank you, Tess. We've got it made.
There you go. Planning to take advantage of the nice weekend weather we're expecting?
We'll show you how to save on some savory steaks as we spend less with Luis.
Plus, we are learning more about the export. It is,
Yeah.
Ooh, look at me, look at me, look at me. Woo-hoo, it's coming up, folks.
And a lot.
Officers, they were close. They came to help him out and they called an ambulance. Barker is now resting at his home. Getting around New York City is, well, can be a bit of a challenge. Not only do you have to deal with the traffic, but also the steep prices for cabs and Uber. And that is why one man says, you know, come on over, just hop on my Vespa, I'll take care of you. His name is Dustin Rodriguez, and he's the founder of the app motoconcho.nyc. It guarantees scooter and moped rides at half the price of a taxi. And Rodriguez got the idea after visits to the Dominican Republic, where scooters weave through traffic. He says this new way to commute can take off in the Big Apple, although taxi companies are already giving him a tough time. Well, we have live video to show you here from the White House. It looks like there's some reporters on standby, and reports say that Vice President Joe Biden expected to make an announcement concerning the presidential race any time now. We've been waiting for these types of announcements, talking about the
Right. We might need to break the glass and call in Uncle Joe.
If you look at recent polling, too, Ambassador, what's been interesting.
So we will carry that when it happens and stream live, of course, as we always do on Fox News Now. That's on our fox10phoenix.com channel. Guys, back to you.
That was Kevin Corke, the White House correspondent, Fox News Channel, stand out there waiting to make a report, probably based on something that Joe Biden is going to say. Yeah.
Interested in this? Okay, we'll see. But we will follow that for sure.
Okay.
Okay, on the other side of the break, some really dramatic scenes caught on camera, including a crowd in Peru learns the hard way to never taunt a bull during a bullfight.
Plus, the daring thing one man does to save himself and his cat as violent waves threaten to overtake his sailboat. Oh, boy.
Join Fox 10 for...
Right now we're about a minute and a half past the brand new time of 12:10, and that's again been adjusted. We are inside an official 5-minute warning from the Vice President delivering a statement. As Sandra just said, President Obama will be in attendance for this. This is open to the press corps as well, so we're starting to get some more details. They are all gathering in the Rose Garden.
Because got some stuff going on. We have the showers right there along there. You've got the Massachusetts Turnpike, and that turns into the New York State Thruway. Cloudy skies your entire way, and maybe a few light showers. North and south of there, you're in pretty good shape. The PA Turnpike's fantastic. I-95 corridor looking good. Boston, you may get a few sprinkles here. Temps into the 50s. You get by tomorrow. It's all the way into New England, so not the best leaf peeping day as far as the drives. And if you want that bright sunshine, that you go I-95 corridor. You've got that, plenty of it. Saturday comes along.
Be really looking at here outside of the family element.
Well, I think part of...
Is this guy for real?
Modernizing...
First impression as a candidate, he has to have every duck in a row. He cannot make a mistake. That's why he didn't go before the debate, because he wouldn't have been prepared. That's why I don't think he's going to go today. And I'd have to say as well, with the president being there, it's inconceivable that he would announce he was running, because that would be a clear signal by the president that Joe Biden was his guy. And I don't think Obama's ready to do that.
That's interesting.
It's hard to imagine him not getting into the race at some point, though.
Right now for your compliment.
Pain, but research has been showing 5 more things. So the first one is going to be allergies. Seasonal allergies.
Which she has.
Hit Arizona pretty much. And so what it does is it reduces the histamine reaction.
Programming specialization.
Out other than the fact that he's getting in late.
Well, he is grieving. We know that his family has not been that supportive behind the scenes because he's had to talk to them, so they weren't initially on board. And I think he's looking at the numbers, and he's not going to get in if he can't win. And we've seen the last couple of days and weeks, the Clinton machine has been on full tilt.
Helps the body produce the neurotransmitters to help you relax and help you get.
Call now. Hastings & Hastings. Experience and our discount fee mean more money for you.
All right, caught on camera, high drama on the high seas. Check this out. A heart-pounding scene on a sailboat in Alaska.
Another thing, and if you're a stress eater, reducing your stress.
Now, Olivia...
On 60 Minutes, do you think that after watching that Dem debate, where they didn't go after her for her emails, that potentially he's going to come out and say, I'm not running?
Well,
yeah, if it's getting going right now the way it is.
I think that if he's not willing to attack her, he will.
Unlike Scott, I won't undress right here on camera just like you did when you got the flu shot.
Although if you did, he could take care of everything.
Well.
That's right. So how often does somebody need to come in and do this for it to be effective?
It depends.
Okay, let's see.
Depends on what everybody is coming in
Oh, I feel
for.
that. That pinches.
There you go.
Okay.
Look at that.
Done.
I don't like to look.
And then
is that
how
all
long
right?
do you leave it in there?
Well, so normally you would leave needles in 20 to 25 minutes.
Oh, okay. All right. Just one location like that?
Well, so for her...
Come on, needle her up.
No.
We got like 50 needles here. Let's
feel
get a
something
test. Can I throw some in there?
No.
No.
Don't try this at home.
Now, the truth is, I used to have a significant needle phobia and had tried acupuncture before, and it got me so nervous because of the needles that it wasn't effective. But I've gotten over that.
On September the 3rd, we had 2 separate incidents where 2 separate victims were victimized at 2 separate stores, and they had their purses, their wallets stolen out of their purse while they were eating lunch.
So they were at a restaurant, department store, or something like that?
Absolutely. The first one was a Paradise Bakery. The female victim put her purse on the back of her chair while she ate.
Now, people do that.
Yep. And then when she got up to leave, she noticed her wallet was missing. About an hour later, at a Wildflower Bread Company, another female victim took her purse, put it on the back of her chair, and when she got up to leave, she noticed her wallet was missing from her.
To breathe and stay calm. Thank you, Doctor.
Where can folks get in touch with you or find out more about this?
In 2016, or he may not. We know last weekend he met with his family, that there has been some back and forth about his decision to run, and that Vice President Joe Biden today will actually be accompanied by President Obama. So it would be an interesting optic to see the...
Put in your zip code. Okay. It'll give you who's the...
Obviously, you're here. They're both Hispanic females. The first victim, or the first suspect here, has a very short haircut, almost male style.
Right.
And they're both in their early 30s, 130 pounds, 150 pounds, brown hair, descripted above the...
All right, let's take a look this morning at some interesting weather pictures coming out of eastern Arizona. We showed you earlier in our broadcast the snow up at Snowball. They got an inch yesterday. Well, in eastern Arizona, they got some snow as well. This is a screen capture from the web camera at Dave Montgomery's place in Greer. And look at this. They got some snow on the ground in Greer as well. This is what they woke up to this morning in the White Mountains. And this is a look at the web camera at Sunrise Park Resort. Also in the Greer area, and you can see even this morning a pretty foggy morning up there, but yeah, some snow on the ground there as well. Here in the valley, no rain, no snow. There have been a couple spots that have gotten some light rain this morning, but at this point it's pretty quiet. We're just dealing with
doing things like putting it on your lap.
It's a pretty nice place. As my family and I have worked through the grieving process, I've said all along what I've said time and again to others, that it may very well be that that process, by the time we get through it, closes the window on mounting a realistic campaign for president, that it might close. I've concluded it has closed. I know from previous experience that there is no timetable for this process. The process doesn't respect or much care about things like filing deadlines or debates and primaries and caucuses. But I also know that I couldn't do this if the family wasn't ready. The good news is the family has reached that point. But as I've said many times, my family has suffered loss, and I hope my family has. I hope there would come a time, and I've said this to many other families, that sooner rather than later, when you think of your loved one, are today, thank God. Bo is our inspiration. Unfortunately, I believe we're out of time, the time necessary to mount a winning campaign for the nomination. But while I will not be a candidate, I will not be silent.